Hello, this is Angelo.
Hi, I'm Alexandra.
And we are here with the priming session for day one of the Unbreakable Challenge. Why are we here
Why
then?
are we here then? So, if you too are a business owner, an entrepreneur, and you feel either you are stuck or you have plateaued or you're trying to scale your business and some things are not working, then we all have signed up for the right challenge, the Unbreakable Challenge, which starts today.
That's right. Yes. And I mean, it's quite common actually from all our friends and all our clients and their friends. Reports are coming from all around that the last 2-3 years have been very challenging for so many people. And most importantly, because things are changing so fast.
Yes.
So before we begin, we want to break the ice by telling you a few things. First of all, why are we wearing the hats?
Why the hat? Okay.
We are wearing the hats because a few months back, we have decided with Alexandra that in 2023, we will 10x our business.
Yes.
We will 10x our
Yes.
business. This was a decision that was made after reviewing the past few years and noticing that we have some significant growth, but we are playing at the same level, more or less. And a couple of months later, we have decided another decision that Grant will be our mentor in that
Yes.
journey,
area.
right?
Yes, yes,
Great.
exactly. And speaking about journey,
Yes,
why,
yes.
why the sailboat?
Being in Greece and being in love with sailing,
And the sea.
if possible, all year round. We also, for us, a sailboat has a very important significance in our mindset,
Yes.
especially when it comes to finances. And to remind ourselves that we are captains of our financial destiny. We are the captains of our financial future. This is not necessarily good, but it means that you have the full responsibility. And this is step number one, to take full responsibility for your finances and stop all these excuses that the mind will try to produce. Maybe, like it's easy for somebody else, not me. Or
the economy,
yes,
the government,
if the government
the
changes and
competition,
the
and
wind
everything,
changes and
yes.
this, that, or the other. So it is very important to remember that you are the captain of your financial destiny, simply because you always have the freedom and the responsibility to choose your own thoughts and your own actions, regardless of what is happening. And why are we here though? Why you're not at the Unbreakable Challenge right now and waiting for Grant to show up and you're here with us? It is a very important reason, because there is a saying, right? When the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Yes.
But ask yourself this: am I fully ready? Am I mentally and emotionally ready to receive what Grant will give me in a few minutes' time?
It will come like fire.
Yes, yes.
High
I had the
energy.
privilege of being with Grant back in November for 2 days in a mastermind, a very powerful mastermind. And let me tell you this: he comes like a storm.
Exactly.
Okay? And you have to be ready, because the Unbreakable Challenge is now. It begins in about an hour, and then you will have 5 days of Grant and all the other amazing speakers, and you have to make the most of it. So you need to be ready. You need to be prepped mentally and emotionally, and this is why we're here. It will only take a few minutes. And by the way, we're going to give you a very simple but very powerful exercise. And this is our domain. This is our domain of expertise. Our domain is to make you feel happy while not having what you want to achieve.
And while on the journey.
Right?
Towards
So,
your destination.
most people think that happiness is a destination after they achieve something, after they succeed. No, it is the journey. It is actually the fuel that will get you there. And what an amazing journey to have, being happy while growing to the point that you can turn your vision into a reality. And one more thing, even if you fail, because failure at some point will come, right? We all fail. You will look back and say, okay, but I had an amazing year. I created magic moments. I created amazing relationships, and I'm stronger than ever to achieve the next goal and the next goal and the next goal.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. So let's see. Do we want to tell a bit about our stories
Yes.
before we start with the priming technique?
We have so different stories, but so fitting to what Grant and all the other speakers will be discussing today.
Yes.
So back in 2006, about then, I was an employee only for 6 years in my career, and then I decided to go on my own because I knew I could do it better than anyone else, right? And I had all this enthusiasm. But of course, enthusiasm is good, but I thought it was all it took to succeed. And of course, I failed. And my financial crisis came a few months before the actual global
Yes.
big financial crisis. So
In 2008,
in a sense,
right?
I was better prepared. But at the same time, I remember myself back in the summer of 2008. I was at my desk with my hands at my desk, and I was sitting there and I was thinking, man, something has to change. You will either lower the bar or you will raise yourself to the point that you can actually achieve that level of success. Immediately, without hesitation, I chose the latter. And this is when I began an amazing journey, like two parallel journeys actually, of personal development and digital marketing at the same time, giving myself permission to actually facilitate all the things that I had in my mind, in my heart. But what I keep from that story is that I had the challenge and I made myself ready, as we were telling you before, to receive. Because I met some mentors and not necessarily getting everything from the very beginning. And then I realized it was not about reading the book. It was not about going at the seminar. What really mattered was who was going at the seminar.
Exactly.
And in the beginning, I was saying, oh, yes, it's me. It's Angelo going at the seminar. But there are like infinite versions of you. Every day you have states of being. You're happy, you're sad, you're angry, you're jealous, you're furious. Which state is fitting for you to grow to the point that you can turn your financial vision into a financial reality for
Yes,
you, your
yes.
family, and your business?
And Grant will be talking a lot about this, right? Money mindset, how we go about it
For sure.
to really serve us. So in a parallel universe, my story is that I was an employee for multinational corporations in the marketing area for almost 20 years, which is a long time. And then in 2010, I decided I have plateaued there. I achieved what I wanted to achieve. And then I started thinking, now what? So I decided to leave the corporate arena and join Angelo on an entrepreneurial journey. The problem regarding the financial area was that I was so trained in the employee mindset, I had never heard about, cash flow management, although I did it with a paycheck, let's say, but it's not the same when you're a business owner, about liabilities, about assets, and all this entirely different mindset that is required on the entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah.
Maybe you can relate. I imagine
Of course.
most probably you are, otherwise you would have not signed up for this challenge.
Most employees have a fixed mindset in terms of what they can receive within a month.
There is a specific level.
Income is fixed, and the only thing that fluctuates is your expenses, right?
Exactly. That was it, yes.
Yeah, Alexander, and we had so many conversations. Immediately, I realized that this was like the bottleneck for Alexandra's growth. So as I was coaching her and as we were brainstorming together to grow our business, we realized that we have to break through. And this is why the first day of the Unbreakable Challenge is mostly focused on what we call money mindset. And of course, we will not give you any details. Grant will give you all the details you need in a few minutes' time.
Yes, exactly.
So, before we move on to this exercise, let us ask you this.
Right?
Yes, one question.
What is the question?
So, on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, how hopeful are you about your financial future? It's not about your country's financial future or your neighborhood's financial future, your financial future alone. How hopeful are you about your financial outcome at the end of 2023 on a scale of 1 to 10? Just pick a number intuitively. Good. Keep that number.
Keep that number in mind.
So let's go through the exercise.
Yes.
Step number 1 is perspective. We always want to remind ourselves that we are simply points of consciousness, and we simply have a certain perspective when we say this is true, this is false. This is good, this is bad.
Mhm.
This is big, this is small. Okay, so if I say like $100,000,
Mhm.
is it a big number or a small number? Most people will say it's a big number, but I believe Grant will tell you it is a very
Small number, yes.
Okay, so what matters is that you have your perspective and looking in both directions from where you are. What do I mean by that? Let's just say that right now you're $100,000 in debt, right? So who owes more than that? Who owes $1 million? Who owes $5 million? Immediately, you put yourself in a state where you say, okay, it's not that bad. I can cope with this. There must be a solution about this. And on the flip side, who do I know that has like humongous growth in a small period of time, went from debt of 1 million to a profit of 10 million within 2 years or something like that? All these underdog stories that inspires. And let me give you one final tip about perspective and to remind you how powerful you are in shifting that perspective for your benefit. So let's just say now you're in New York and you are at the ground floor of the Empire State Building. Okay? How much of New York can you see? Almost nothing, right? Just a bit of Fifth Avenue and, like a couple of taxis outside the building and so on. Now you go to the first floor and then the 10th floor and then the 50th floor. And the higher you go, the more of New York appears in front of your very eyes. This is how important it is for us to elevate our consciousness, how much money we deserve, how much money we can achieve, what kind of profit we can achieve by the end of 2023. And now we can go to the second exercise, the second step, which is actually very powerful and it is mostly overlooked. And this is why it is so powerful. And that is forgiveness. And you want to forgive yourself and everyone else you believe right now is the reason for you not having the financial success you desire. And mostly yourself. Start with yourself.
Yes.
So what we say is, I forgive sincerely, completely, and irrevocably this, that, or the other. And remind yourself that you're forgiving not necessarily because someone deserves it, but because you want to free yourself emotionally. This is why you do it, and this is why you're ready now to go to the next level, the next step, which is gratitude. And I remember reading a book about, I think it was from Dave Asprey, and he interviewed so many successful entrepreneurs, and they all had one thing in common, and that was gratitude. And you can start a rampage of gratitude and elevate your energy even more. And say, even start with the simple things, which is actually the things that matter. Like, I'm grateful for the oxygen that I have right now. Yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to survive for more than a few minutes. I'm grateful for technology because it gives me the opportunity to talk to you right now and elevate your energy so that I can prep you for Grant's energy.
For my laptop, for my smartphone.
Yes.
For stumbling upon this challenge.
For all these things, and you do a rampage of gratitude. And what I like to say about gratitude is that if you cannot instantaneously find 20 things that you're grateful for, find 30.
Yes.
Yes. Good.
Next.
We are ready for love.
Yes.
Now we have elevated ourselves. We're doing the quick version of the exercise, but I believe you get the point. And about love, where should we start?
Where should we start?
I think we should start with ourselves.
Yes.
I think we should start with self-love.
Exactly. Self-love.
Right?
Exactly.
So it is very powerful. You can do this after we finish and right before you go into the Unbreakable Challenge live room, and go look yourself in the eyes in the mirror and say, I love you, and mean it. Look in the windows of your soul and say, I love you. And maybe, just maybe, give yourself a hug and tell yourself, again, look yourself in the mirror, I deserve, every financial success I desire. I deserve it. I can do it. And mean it. You love and respect yourself so much that you will not allow any other outcome in your life. This is how powerful love is. Love is the energy that creates worlds.
Exactly. And the mirror exercise is extremely powerful. So really, try it.
Yes. Now that you have fueled up, you're ready to go, but you need clarity.
Of
And
course.
also you need not only a clear, but also a compelling vision. You want a clear and compelling destination. And what do we mean by that? First of all, it has to be fully measurable. It has to be a certain amount, right? Of profit, of the revenue. It doesn't matter. It depends on your level of business and how you operate. But it has to be very specific, and it has to mean a lot to you.
Yes.
The why, as we call it,
Otherwise, you will
it has
not
to be
move
powerful
the
enough,
energy to achieve
because
it.
you need this energy to make all the necessary changes. Okay? Good.
Very nice.
Last but not least, you need the happy landing exercise.
This is my favorite.
Yes. And remember, happy landing does not mean that you land and then you're happy. It means that you were happy along the journey and now you're just landing at your financial destination. And again, we will do a very brief version of this exercise. So if you're not driving right now, or
Yes.
for any reason your sight is not required right now, I want you to close your eyes for a few seconds. And then Alexandra will do it with you. And then you want to take a slow, deep breath to relax yourself. And maybe, just maybe, you had a rough day, so take another one. And now I want you to put on your spacesuit and teleport yourself to the time and the place that you have achieved your financial goal. You have arrived at your financial destination. It is done. It is a reality. Look around. Look at the place you're living. Look at the car you're driving. Look at your self-confidence level. Look at everything that you're able to give to others. And all the things that you wanted to achieve are now a reality. It is done. How do you feel right now? Hold that feeling. And now imagine there is a knob in front of you, from 1 to 10. I want you to turn that knob from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. And as you turn that knob, your emotion elevates. The amplitude of your emotion grows to the point that every single cell of your being resonates with that frequency, resonates with the conviction that you have achieved that level of financial success. Open your eyes. Question: on a scale of 1 to 10, how hopeful are you now for your financial future? I'm almost certain
I'm voting 100%.
that you went up a notch, at
Yes.
least one notch, right?
Yes.
And you've managed to do so in a few minutes' time, like 5 minutes.
This is how powerful this exercise is.
So, by the way, this, as I said before, this is our point of strength. And if you decide to go all in with taking fully your financial future on your own hands, this is how we will be helping you with Alexandra as a bonus for your participation, and making sure not only that you arrive at your financial destination, but also that you're happy along the way, because happiness is your birthright. Happiness is the measure of your quality of life. This is what we believe, and this is why we believe that you should stop everything else if you're not happy. Make sure you go through the exercise, you've elevated your emotional state, and then you can go about achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now you're ready. I believe now you are absolutely ready. You're ready for grant.
Yes,
Yeah?
I think so too. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
what do we need to do right
so
now?
now, what are the next steps?
We're about
Okay?
to jump into the Unbreakable challenge. The time has come.
The time has come.
I have been waiting for about 2 months, a bit more than that, right?
Yes.
So we are ready to learn from the best. We are mentally and emotionally ready, and we're ready to take notes. And most importantly, we are ready to allow the
Yes.
speakers to enter into our consciousness and upgrade our money mindset. Yes or yes?
Yes, yes,
Great.
yes.
Great.
So create a distraction-free zone wherever you are. If you are at your house, at your office, right? Close the door, inform other people around you. I will be attending the challenge now for a couple of hours. This is very important to me. Close any other, television, smartphones, etc. Take your notebook, take a cup of coffee, and be open to receive and
Yes.
have all the information that Grant and all the amazing speakers will be giving to us.
That's right. That's
So-
right. So we are ready. And last but not least, right after day one, we will be doing a very short review. And before the VIP session, so in
Yes.
between the two sessions, we will be doing a very short review with Alexandra. And you definitely don't want to miss that, because we will also be giving you an amazing announcement about an amazing, don't want to miss bonus.
So, if you have not already subscribed to our channel, subscribe to the channel.
And turn on
Turn on
notifications, because this is
notifications.
the only way to know when
Yes.
we're getting started. So it's not a fixed time, because we don't know when exactly the day one will end, but it will be between the end of the presentations and before the first VIP Q&A session.
Exactly.
So it will be just a short review, like 10-15 minutes max of day one, and making sure you got your very best. You've extracted the juice, as we like to call it, and you're ready for the next level. You're ready for day two. So
And enjoy the challenge.
enjoy.
We
Make
will
the
be
most of it.
with you there. We are ready to take lots and lots of
Yes.
notes, and we'll see you in our next session.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Ciao,
Bye-bye.
ciao.